After last week's episode and how it ended with the mansion on fire, it was no surprise that the Moriarty brothers burned it down in order to give these orphans a new identity, in order to change the status quo, take care of the corrupt family, and put them in charge. But to see the actual execution of this plan was horrifyingly beautiful, is probably the best way to put it. This is a show that I've constantly complimented, and I guess it's weird to say, but yeah, complimented how it makes you disregard your own morals, the things that are ingrained to each and every one of us. But by watching the wealth in this series and how corrupt it is, power and wealth corrupts all. And those who aren't are really 1 in a billion, it feels like. And Albert and just what he sees with his family is disgusting, it's horrifying. These people that will stab a fork through a maid's hand for pouring tea wrong, who will make an orphan who got adopted into a family, which should be a blessing to him, pour the tea that he made on the carpet and say, lick it up, to which his brother has to come in and stab himself in the hand for his brother's sake. This is disgusting, horrifying people who deserve to be on the streets where they deserve to be in a luxurious house, which I have to say I've never understood mansions. There's no way you need that much room. It's kind of ridiculous. I mean, at least it got burnt down, so that's besides the point. But this was an episode that was all about really showcasing how disgusting the status of the wealthy truly are in this world, even though you never really want to say the words that they deserve to be burned alive. When you see the episode and see what they did, I'm not gonna say I feel sorry for these characters. Yes, they're characters, they're not real people, but at the end of the day, this is a show that's pretty much set in a grounded reality where you're really watching the lowest of the low rise to the top and use their mind and use their new brother's wealth in order to bring about that change, to make the perfect crimes because the world is twisted. The law will not punish those with wealth, so it's up to us to stage it and create a perfect crime. And to see the resolve of these characters, that was kind of the theme of this episode. What is your resolve? These two brothers were very much testing our boy Albert to see, can they trust him and what is he using them for? Because there's nothing wrong about using others for your own benefit, as long as there's a mutual gain there. And the idea for him is his family is corrupt. He can't even stand to look at them. He wants them to disappear from the face of the earth. And for them, they want to not go hungry. They want to have the funds, the support to bring about change. This is a show that isn't afraid to make you say what they're doing is technically wrong, that there should be better ways to bring about change. Unfortunately, the world sucks and you can't do it. It's most likely not going to happen, and people like the new William James Moriarty. I love the framing of who ended up dead because he takes up his younger brother's name, which is absolutely brilliant, I have to say, and I love that turn of events. Such an intelligent piece of writing there. It's very interesting how he's the type of character who needs the funds, who needs the support to be able to do what he needs to accomplish. The issue is if he went about it noble and righteous, he'll end up dead before he can ever give anyone peace of mind. And everything that I've seen of his criminal acts so far, I can't say they weren't deserved. There was literally people who were abusing kids, people who use their status to just horrifyingly hurt others. I mean, these are people who are disgusting, vile creatures. The best out of the family, outside of obviously Albert, was the father, because he wasn't, as far as I can tell, beating or hurting people. He was just honestly trying to cheat on his wife to basically woo this other person. He's a bastard, don't get me wrong, but if we compare the mother to the previous William, they were definitely worse. But honestly, the butler, everyone, they deserve what they got. I'm not gonna feel bad saying that. And it's interesting how this show, because we're put in Moriarty's perspective, unlike Sherlock Holmes, where Sherlock Holmes is a type of character who does do good things, but at the end of the day, the whole hunt of trying to catch Moriarty or try to solve these cases is just because he enjoys doing so, not necessarily because he wants to be this great person. And it's interesting because when you flip it around, and I've heard good things about Sherlock in this anime, that he's going to be a very interesting turn of events of what you typically see with that type of character. I'm going to be so interested to see what we're going to view Sherlock Holmes as, because honestly, William James Moriarty is someone I really want to root for. And the thing with all the great Holmes tale is I never really think Moriarty is this horrible person. Sometimes I do, but more or less like he's really breaking the law and doing things in a wrong way, and eventually he's going to hurt those who maybe don't deserve it, and at times he's just Honestly, he seems like someone who's just having fun alongside Sherlock. The difference is Sherlock is at least solving crimes. But it's interesting flipping it around and seeing things from, the young William and Albert and just seeing like all these things and what they can do and just, it's just so interesting. It's so fascinating to be on this side and root for technically killers. Because so far, the people who have been harmed honestly deserved it. And it's weird to say it. It's this show that constantly breaks your moral and your ethics, but it's so great to see how they're taking this. And Production IG, I think, took a gamble with something like this, because typically when you see those Sherlock Holmes style anime, you don't get that inspired, but there's something about the poster, there's something about the preview. The material is obviously amazing, but to really hook us in like this, goddamn Production IG, thank you, and thank you for giving us 2 cores of this. I am so excited to see more. This show's great. This show just screams Brandon. It is emotionally engaging, and just the build-up to what we knew was going to happen. I don't think many people watching are going to be shocked when the mansion goes on fire and they took up their names. That's how last week ended. But to see the build-up of what led to that, and to not only see that, but to see Albert kill his brother, to really show his resolve. Like, you can see the corruption there. It's not a good thing, but it's not a bad thing. It's this weird, with the way society is, without getting your hands dirty, how are you going to cleanse the world? It's someone's got to do it, and I think back to the Light Yagamis and the Lelouch Vivachanias of the anime world, and you're like, you can't save the world without getting your hands dirty. The show's fantastic. The voice actors are passionate beyond belief. The beautiful facial expressions, you really do feel like you're watching people in this show, especially with the murder scenes and just the coughing up blood and realizing that your brother is the one who just ended your life. I think the plan of burning the mansion, especially in this day and age with the gas leak, is honestly one of the most perfect crimes. And the fact that they kept their brother in the bed where William was, it's kind of a genius, I have to say. The gothic horror appeal of this series is amazing. I love when they go all gothic with its red and black lighting and you just see the smoke or the clouds or the moon show. You feel like you're about to see a werewolf take form, and you just have this beautiful gothic and at times electronic OST. It's just so perfect. This is honestly one of the best pieces of harmony I've seen with all the different mediums. The character designs, the background set pieces, the voice acting, the script, the OST, every little bits, the chimes of the clock before the trigger gets pulled from the gun that would set ablaze the mansion. Everything about this production oozes quality and style, and it really does feel like harmony with all the mediums working hand in hand to deliver the perfect anime adaptation. In my honest opinion, this show is extraordinary, and I don't think many people are going to say otherwise who are watching this amazing, brilliantly extraordinary show. This show is great. I mean, the crimes are perfect so far, and once we get Sherlock in the mix, that's when the crimes are going to get a lot less perfect, and I'm excited to see what they're going to be able to accomplish. And honestly, this show's pretty close to perfect so far for me, I have to admit. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on this week's episode, and how are you feeling about the morally conflicting tale of William James Moriarty? What are you feeling? Of course, let me know. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like to show your support and hit that subscribe button if you have been new around here. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.